eats the tag.
All right, we're live. The first thing you heard was he eats the tag. There's Rockstar's wife, Nancy. She's coming to get baby cord. Hey, come on in.
She doesn't want to be on camera.
Okay, well, you want to get up and walk over there?
Trying to pass on.
He's fine.
He's fine right now.
Fine.
He's doing great.
It is Bud Light game night. We're live at the Battery in Homewood. What a cool place. Don't forget to retweet. Everyone, I'm sorry, Brittany. We have to start on our phones. I know you hate it. I know. I know. She's Brittany Wagner, our special guest again tonight. Back by popular demand after last week's show. That's Rockstar with his beautiful child Cord.
Hey, guys.
Little Cord. Hey, Cord. He's such a good kid. Rockstar always talks about him crying all the time. He has not made a peep.
He has been. I've said this. I even talked to Sells about it the other day. I said this is he's 7 months old. 6 to 7 was my favorite by far. You can see such a difference in tantrums, in sleeping patterns. Yes, there are tantrums, but not nearly as many as there was. Like car rides, he doesn't nearly go freak out as much. Car rides were the worst. I'm admitting that 6 and 7 has been the amazing, great time.
Yeah, I think from this point on, I was telling you this. From this point on, I think every stage will be your favorite. I think you'll say, "Oh, that was my favorite stage. That was my favorite stage." At least that was my experience.
What I'm concerned about is the question stage. Why is the sky blue? Why
I like that one.
Why do we have fingernails?
13, I didn't like. Late 12, early 13s with my daughter.
I got a while.
14's trending in a great direction.
And then 13 for the boy.
That's when you realized how dumb you were, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know anything.
Well, I was okay. 13 girl. She was a little moody, but it was about 15 is when I was no longer her favorite person in the world again. I was like,
are you now back to being her favorite?
Yeah.
Does it come back around?
Are you in her top 5 in her phone program?
Like she did not like her mom for many, many years, right? It was like me ahead of mom.
Right.
But then now her and her mom are just like, they're best friends. And I'm like, please, it should be me and you.
Are you jealous?
Yes. I tell her that.
Wait, how old is she?
She's 21 now.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's making adult choices to not like me number one. To be me to be ranked not number one.
She thought this through.
Yes, I did too. The Battery in Homewood, man. This is my first
cool spot.
Yeah, first time to be here since they've remodeled and opened the doors. It is beautiful. The TV setup here is fantastic. The food is tremendous. It's a great place to have office parties. We've got one of those going to our right over here. We've got our Bud Light folks that are out here. They're to our left with a couple of tables. We have a few tables who have come in to see us tonight. Don't forget, if you are here with us, to go register, pull down the QR code and all that. We've got Bud Light T-shirts, Bud Light hats. We're giving away a Bud Light grill tonight, and you can register for everything we have going on tonight. Ryan Brown is running audio and everything on the board here. Always, as an Ask Us Anything show, you can pop in and do that. But we got football tonight. Brittany, I don't know if you love football as much as us, right? You do?
Yes, but we have who's playing?
It's a terrible game.
This is called a juggernaut matchup.
Yeah.
It is
Goliath with Goliath.
In our lifetime, one of the teams playing tonight has moved from one city to a city, back to a city to another. 4 different moves by this one team tonight. Meanwhile, the other one has moved 3 times. I mean,
technically 3 times.
These are the most moved franchises in NFL in our NFL lifetime.
I don't think that helps.
The matchup is
Raiders and Rams. Wagner, everybody.
The matchup is so bad. It's such a bad game that's what Dunaway had to talk about.
That's true. Yeah, that's your selling point tonight.
Because when I was a kid, it was the Oakland Raiders.
That's right.
Then they were the Los Angeles Raiders.
Yep.
Then they went back to Oakland, the Oakland Raiders, and now they're the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
And it was the Los Angeles Rams, then the St. Louis Rams, and then back to the Los Angeles Rams. And at one point, they were in Anaheim.
Well, they were in Anaheim, but I still think they were called LA, but they were in Anaheim. Yeah.
So they moved. So they've each moved a ton.
Yeah.
And beautiful weather out there, but nobody wants to stay put. We get that tonight. And Brown brought this up earlier, and this is 100% true. There will be more Raider fans in the game tonight in Los Angeles than there will be Rams fans. Because for whatever reason, when the Raiders moved from Oakland to Los Angeles, I guess because the Raiders were pretty good, but also the colors, the black and silver, the Raider logo, they were more popular than any team in L.A.
I think it's so easy to get from L.A. to Vegas. Still, a lot of L.A. fans or Oakland to Vegas. A lot of Oakland fans still fly to Vegas for Raiders games.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting tonight.
Yeah.
Is that Cam Akers? Is he?
He is.
I know he was out. Like he got mad or had a temper tantrum, and he
was he one of your guys?
He's from my hometown. He went to my high school.
Did he really?
Clinton, Mississippi.
From Clinton, Mississippi.
Wow.
Yes.
See the most famous person other than you from Clinton?
No, Lance Bass.
That's right. I keep
Oh, the
forgetting you grew up with
astronaut.
Lance Bass.
I am way not in the top 5, probably.
Well, you got to be top 3. Cam Akers, Lance Bass, and you.
Mm,
Who else? Give me somebody else.
oh, I don't know. Gerard Ward, who played with the Fab Five at Michigan. He was a
Never heard of
McDonald's
it.
All-American.
He was sick of the 5.
Yeah.
Am I above him?
Yeah, you're above him.
Well, I mean, you can
I'm in
always-
sports. I've never heard of
You
him.
can always name 4 of the Fab Five. You
I
can
did-
never name the other guy.
That's
No,
him.
the other
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Jimmy,
you,
okay, I was going to name him.
Juwan Howard.
Jackson,
What was it? Rodney Jimmy
King,
Jackson.
Jimmy King.
Jimmy King. What was Jackson's first name?
Not Reggie, but something.
Rodney?
Reginald or
And
something like
Chris
that.
Webber.
Chris
Chris
Webber.
Webber, Jalen
and
Rose.
Jalen Rose.
Yeah.
Juwan
And
Howard.
then your guy was probably 6 or
Gerard
7.
Ward. I believe he was Chris Webber's roommate.
Oh, how about that?
Actually.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Hey, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up there. Make sure you subscribe and set your alerts. Share us wherever you're watching, whether it's retweeting us, sharing us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up in all those places. Thank you for joining us on Twitch as well. We are at, what are you're wanting to do a lineup here? Okay, we are at the Battery in Homewood, Bud Light Game Night. Come see us in Homewood. What we got here?
While we
Dunaway's trying to do a
Yeah, while we populate the questions, I want to do a little DraftKings captain version tonight. Like, who does everybody think is going to have the best night tonight? 'Cause
Devontae Adams.
Cooper-
No, I don't know. They got a good defense.
Cooper Kupp is out.
Is Baker Mayfield playing?
Baker may play, but I don't want to gamble on him. It's a captain's mode, so your captain gets like a 1.5, and then everybody
Yeah.
else gets a point. But
Josh Jacobs has been killing it, but they're good. They're good defensively. I might go Devontae Adams. He's on a heater.
he's on
Of course,
a
he
heater.
just had a massive week last week. Generally, you don't go 2 in a row, and I'm guessing Jalen Ramsey will get him some.
That's right. That's right.
Boy, you can't go. There's Cam Akers. Not a bad play.
Hey.
I mean,
You think they'll
that's
run the ball?
God. Listen, no. Her bringing that up is God's way of telling you to play Cam Akers.
Oh.
Oh, well, I can't go against God.
Now we're bringing God into this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think God really cares.
Would that
I was,
make him my
Gonna
captain?
say.
who, God? Yes, God should always be your captain.
What's his DraftKings look like
Who,
tonight?
God?
His lineup is it
No,
good?
it's a winner every time.
Is
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs questionable?
His are called the elect. It's got a Q right there, so
Yeah,
it looks like
yeah.
he's questionable. I'd go Cam Akers if I were you. You want me to see if anybody's got any thoughts? Give us the thoughts in the chat room. We'll throw some chats up here.
I mean, who has the best game tonight? Is it Adams? Is it Jacobs? Is it Carr? Is it Cam Akers? I always like to sneak in a little Tyler Higbee when the Rams
Well, why
are
don't you
playing.
sneak Tyler Higbee in, Dunaway?
I like a little Tyler Higbee.
Hey, by the way, and I got a story about this. Samuel says Ted DiBiase
Oh, that's right.
is
Ted
from
and
Clinton,
Ted
Mississippi.
DiBiase's from Clinton, and his son Teddy was
Yep.
a famous wrestler too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was driving through rural Georgia, and I mean rural Georgia. So I-16 that goes from Macon to Savannah. I was coming home from Hilton Head.
Yeah.
And this is back when we worked in radio, and frequently I would just kind of scan the radio dial to kind of sample the station, see what was going on. So I found a song I liked, and I stopped, and they broke in during the commercial break, and the guy goes, "This is," whatever his name was, Captain Carl. We'd like to announce that the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, who was scheduled to appear at the Sizzler
No.
in downtown Statesboro, is unable to attend tonight. They will reschedule. Again, I repeat, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Well, his horns honking behind you.
I know,
Terrible news.
but I was
Again, I'll repeat.
I know. So he does it like real serious. Like, I mean, almost like Ted DiBiase had died. And I'm like, all right, so a couple things here. Number one, like that was breaking news in this little town. Number two, Ted DiBiase is taking the check from the Sizzler in Statesboro, Georgia.
Well, he also is there. His name is being thrown around with the Brett Favre.
Oh, so he was involved in that?
And his son's name. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to speculate, but his name, the DiBiase name has been thrown out there.
It was the
But
$1 Million Man. He should need the money, Rockstar.
Exactly.
Exactly.
His
Where's Virgil?
son, though,
He
he
doesn't
has
need
a
him.
son that's my age. And his son and I were friends.
Oh, y'all went to school together?
Yeah, and so I like put on the championship belt one
Yeah.
time in their house and ran around.
How about
screaming
that?
like
Look
crazy.
at you.
You know, Jeff Brantley's from Clinton too. I just
Oh,
thought
yeah,
about
he's
that.
more famous than you.
For
yeah.
sure.
Former Reds
Sure.
closer. He still does Reds TV, played at Mississippi State.
Yeah, I don't think he lives there anymore. Fun fact about his house in Clinton, though, when he built his house in Clinton, his staircase,
Yeah.
he used old bats from the
How
Giants
cool.
that
For, like,
Giants
the
players
railing?
had signed for the railing.
That
Cool.
is cool, yeah.
It was super cool.
Hey, so I watched Aerial America, the Mississippi edition, and they showed. Have you never seen that show?
No, what is
It's a
that?
fantastic show.
So the Rockstar turned me on to it. Actually, it's on
Smithsonian.
Smithsonian,
That's a channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Brittany.
Yeah, I don't think I get that channel.
It's
Brittany.
Come on,
it's-
Brittany.
It's drone footage of every major state, and they tell
stories.
Stories, drone footage of like the best city, like Mississippi. They'll do Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and talk about the traditions, and then
And they'll do some of the history,
Beautiful
like the Indians and the
how the state was formed.
Elvis. Elvis is from Tupelo and all that. It's
Yeah.
just really cool the way they do it, and you learn a lot. And they showed Morgan Freeman's house, which I don't know where that is. Is that close to Clinton?
It's in the Oxford area, I believe.
Yeah, it's just outside of Oxford. But it was just, it's not like gaudy. It's big, but like I didn't know if that was close where you
John
grew up.
Grisham lives
Yeah.
in Oxford too, or has a house in Oxford.
Yeah.
I like that. I like Mississippi.
I do too.
Compared to some states.
I like banana pudding.
Hey, trust me. This is a Dunaway compliment,
Yeah.
Randy. He's giving you a compliment. I know it doesn't sound that way.
But it doesn't make my top 25.
What? It doesn't.
It doesn't, no.
Oh,
God, what is
Dunaway.
number 25?
Yeah.
Is
Please.
Alabama in
Do
your
your
top
top- hey,
25?
no.
Yeah, but
Well,
Alabama's
it's the same. We're
Alabama's
just flipped.
no,
It's
not the
mirror
same.
images, aren't they, Brittany?
We're a
It's
lot
the
better in
same.
Mississippi.
We're both obese. We both have high STD rates.
We both have terrible education.
Yeah, we're great.
Can you, during the course of the show, just sketch out your top 25 states here?
Alabama is a great state.
Oh, I agree completely,
great
but I
state.
like Mississippi.
Your beaches suck in Mississippi.
Okay, you're right. You win
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
Okay, our beaches
why,
win.
why do the Mississippi beaches suck? Why did they get sucky like right there beyond
No.
Fort
Honestly,
Morgan?
though, they've been hit so many times by
Yeah.
hurricanes, and then every time we get hit by a hurricane, a bigger city gets hit too.
Right.
And so all the funding goes to the city that's
that's
not
true.
in Mississippi.
That's right.
And so we don't
Yeah.
ever get the money to.
Did you go to the beach as a kid? Did y'all come to
Yes.
Alabama?
No, we went to the Mississippi
Biloxi?
Gulf Coast. We sure did. Dolphin Island. We would ride a little boat out to Dolphin Island. See how I get country when I talk
Oh,
about
I love it.
Dolphin
Dolphin
Island.
Dolphin Island.
I love
Dolphin
Dolphin Island growing up. We used to go there too.
You did?
Yeah, that's part of the Alabama. That's part of the top 25. Well, it's half of it's Alabama, half of it's
Yeah,
Mississippi,
it's
right? Dolphin
Mississippi
Island.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that? I never knew that.
We used to go on a little boat. I used to
A
throw
boat?
up on that
On a boat?
Did you threw up on it
Oh, yeah.
multiple times?
Oh yeah.
Dustin had
I'm going to need to see a map. I do not think Dolphin Island.
Well, maybe
has
it's
any-
not. It's called. Maybe we call it something else.
Here, I got a map right
I
here.
don't think there's any
Maybe
part of
there's
Dolphin
another-
Island that is
Okay.
Mississippi.
There is an island off
See-
the Mississippi Gulf Coast. that
Okay,
we
I'm pulling
used
it
to
up.
go
Don't
to.
worry,
This
hang
is
on.
so typical of the history of the state of Alabama.
What?
Is that Brittany was on Dolphin Island thinking that she was in Mississippi and not
Or
in
maybe-
Alabama. That she was enjoying her summer in Alabama.
Yeah.
And this is so typical.
No, Jim is right. Dolphin Island stops right at the Mississippi Sound.
Okay, there. What's the island that's in? What's it called? There is
Horn
one.
Island.
No, mm-mm.
Oh, that's a good place.
Uh,
a lot of teenagers.
yeah,
Petite
Make sure you
Boy.
hit that in.
Petite Boy. Horn
Horn Island.
Island.
Oh,
I'm out of islands there, just off Pascagoula. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Horn
Biloxi,
Island?
Gulfport.
Oh, you were nowhere close to Dolphin Island, Brittany.
Well, I was
Cat Island.
Oh, Cat Island.
Ship Island.
Ship Island. That's
Ship.
it.
That's a hard P.
yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Ship
it.
Island.
What's that smell on this island? God,
Why it's a
out of it.
small island, Brittany?
Well, they would take boats out there, and you would
Yeah.
spend the day at Ship Island, and then you would boat back.
Oh, yeah, there are no houses. I thought you meant you stayed there. No,
Oh,
you
no,
just
no,
went
no,
there to
You go for the
swim.
day.
Wow.
hmm
Well, you better pack a lunch. That is way out there.
They had little places you could eat.
Oh, did they?
And I'll go old
Oh, cool.
playground on you. You get Dolphin Island out of your mouth because you did not go there back in the day.
I've never been to Dolphin Island.
For Rockstar, when
Sure.
doing a show with requests, what's a couple songs you hate to be asked to sing?
Oh, can I do one that you hate?
Sure.
Because I've known Rockstar long enough. Earlier when he was young, he would have to do something about a Corvette and Sally. What's that song?
That would be Mustang.
Mustang.
Corvette
Sally's a good
Sally.
song.
Corvette.
I would get Mustang Sally. I would get Sweet Home Alabama. Brown Eyed Girl. Summer '69. Believing. Don't Stop Believing.
But you didn't like playing Don't Stop Believing? I love that song.
No, I can't. It's not in my range. Like it's a
Okay.
high range, but I've done it a couple times and changed it up. But it's just, and the worst is, hey, here's a tip. Play whatever. What's your favorite song? Play. You don't want to hear my favorite. My songs are like depressed. I like the slow stuff. But play whatever you want. Play your favorite song. And then I did it probably once, and you just see that guy like, or a girl would go play any Dave Matthews. I don't care what it is. And I play Where Are You Going? And she goes, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff
But Mustang Sally is your.
Yeah.
That is like even in real life, if you walk
I don't
out
like
to the
Mustang
Battery
Sally. Yeah.
tonight and they were playing Mustang Sally, you'd walk out.
I'd write Mustang Sally needs to be run over.
Oh,
Well, I disagree. I mean, I agree with you on that. I don't disagree with you on that. It's
what's your favorite song to sing?
It comes and goes, but I like the slow stuff. That's what sucks at
Me too.
when I'm playing a party. I'm playing like Radiohead. We're like this guy's sad. Playing exit music for a film by Radiohead. I don't really have Indifference is my favorite Pearl Jam song. It's really sad. It's really slow, and you would not want to hear me play it at a party. Maybe if I was lulling you to sleep, somebody just blew the whistle on me.
I heard that. Do you have a favorite that you're like if you get a request, like, yes, I'm glad somebody asked me to do that.
What's crazy is a lot of people come up to me because I'm known as the Pearl Jam guy.
That's right.
And if you see me live, I do not do a lot of Pearl Jam
But
anymore.
you love Pearl Jam.
I love them. I know probably 85% of their catalog to play, but I don't play them as much anymore because I'm known as that guy that always plays Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And so when somebody asks me for Pearl Jam, unless it's like something that's like, oh, I don't play Alive, I don't play Jeremy, I don't play that kind of stuff.
Yellow Ledbetter.
I love Yellow Ledbetter.
I do too. It's
It's
my
a fun one
favorite
to
Pearl Jam song.
What's your favorite lyric from that song?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there's not really any lyrics to it.
I was going to say
he
it's
just
a lot of.
He mumbles a lot.
I don't know half the
Eddie
lyrics.
Vedder?
I might just make stuff
It's
up.
inspired by Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix.
Is there a song that once you stopped and listened to the lyrics or found the meaning behind it? I've got one in mind that you're like, oh wow, I did not realize that was that sad.
Sad?
Yeah, or just you really like the song and then you heard the lyrics, you're like, okay, I didn't know that was the meaning of that song.
I don't know. I do have one of the funniest things that Nancy has said to me inadvertently. We were on the way to the roommate's birthday.
Right.
Was it 2 years ago?
Right.
And we're in the middle of nowhere driving to the beach, and LaGrange comes on by ZZ Top. And you know how it's the little tick at the beginning. She said,
yeah.
I've always wanted, in high school, I always wanted to do a tap dance routine to that song. I've never laughed so hard in my life, just visualizing her.
Some kind of tap dance.
So if you were playing music, what would be your favorite song to play? Like if you were musically talented and somebody walked in and said, Brittany, play your favorite song, what would it be? Do you have one you think you'd love to play? The great Tyler Watts is here.
Look at Tyler Watts, everybody. Hey, Tyler.
He's like, are y'all talking about me?
I'll switch with him so I can get my kid up. How about that? You want to let it talk?
Do you want to sit down and talk? Yeah, we're on air. Come on. Rockstar will give you a spot. Yeah, Rockstar's getting up with his kid.
Chords like what?
So what song would you play?
No, I like Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah,
and
me
he
too.
knows
Live
that
Journey,
song.
like a little journey.
Yeah,
I like it
a little journey.
I like it between the third and fourth quarter in Starkville.
It's with the cowbells and
Yes.
the way that we sync it with. Oh, it's heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven.
Alabama's Tyler Watts here.
Yeah.
As
Do you
well.
know Brittany, Tyler? Have you met
Hi,
Brittany?
I've met you in the studio.
We did. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. What's up, Tyler? What brings you out?
I've got a meeting over here, a very important meeting.
Okay.
You have like a
I brought a notebook.
I
You have
noticed
a
that.
pencil.
Number 2?
Mm.
I don't have a number 2.
It's a shame.
You got a number 2 for me? Hey, you still got one of them old pencil sharpeners, one of them kind?
I love Tyler. I love Tyler. Just showed up and starts busting you right away.
It's Brittany Wagner from Last Chance U, Tyler Watts from Last QBU.
Oh, he got you, Tyler. Look at Tyler. The smile tells you.
If only I was listening. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
What time's your meeting?
5:30. I got plenty of time.
Oh, you got 10 minutes. You don't want to be late for a meeting.
It's 20 feet away.
Didn't Coach Fran teach you better than that?
Hey, you got to be early.
What's your meeting about tonight? Is it insurance
Well, I think
or
that's
some fun?
I think
What we're trying to do is we're trying to build things here in the Homewood athletic department and the boosters and whatnot. So we're trying to find out, all right, how can we do this? We're trying to steal as much as we can from Thompson without actually cheating.
Hey, can you, through these bright lights, can you see the scoreboard over
I'm probably
there?
going to lose. I'm going to get a bunch of cancellations tomorrow, aren't you?
Can you
Talking about my Warriors.
Can you see the Thompson scoreboard over there? We're about to add another.
It is almost that big where you could see. It's like Mississippi State.
Oh, hey, did you beat Mississippi State when you were there?
We did.
Yeah, but
Oh.
all the times.
All but one.
Probably.
All but one.
Oh.
That year they went to the SEC championship in '98. What was that big running back? Something Johnson. This is a long time ago, y'all. He was so good.
Did you play against Madkin? Was Madkin the quarterback?
Oh yeah,
Wayne Madkin.
Wayne
Matt Wyatt?
and Matt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Matt. Excuse me. Used to always go. I've told y'all this story.
No, tell Brittany. She hasn't heard it. I don't know.
All right, so I used to always go to him after the ball game, and I'd be like, "Man, how do you handle this?" You know, it's like y'all lose the entire game in the fourth quarter. They put you in, and then y'all win, and then you're still sitting on the sideline until it happens again. I was like, "How do you handle that?" I mean, he was like a huge bit of encouragement to me because I was really frustrated.
Matt's a good dude.
He's
He's
awesome.
Great guy.
And he's from Montgomery, isn't he?
Prattville.
Well,
Yeah.
Same thing. But yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He really helped me out when I was a freshman, believe it or not.
That's a cool story. Yeah. James Johnson, NH342.
Oh, JJ. He was a JUCO
JJ.
guy. He went to East Mississippi Community
Did
College.
he? How about that?
90% of Mississippi State's team was JUCO.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's
They were.
Cheryl? What's Cheryl?
No, that was what Jackie Sherrill was known for, was signing especially offensive linemen, JUCO guys.
But they were men.
But that was back in the day where everybody's like, "Ooh, you can have too many JUCO guys mess up your locker room. You can only take like one or two of those every recruiting cycle. It'll mess up your locker room." Look today, those people today couldn't function, man.
He's talking to me because
No.
I look. We believe that. We truly
But
did
was it
believe
true?
that.
Did it? I mean, did it?
Here's why we thought that, and I think I've talked about this on the show before from the standpoint of those guys are great when things are going good, but as soon as they start going south, they're all about getting to the NFL. I mean, that's the whole reason that they're doing what. And you know what? I got no problem with that, right? But they aren't looking out long term necessarily like the homegrown boys were.
Yeah.
And so I kind of compare that to the NIL today. It's today's version of the JUCO player. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think it's pretty
Well, I
good.
think Brittany has a soft spot for the JUCO player, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I do.
But his point being that if you were not recruited, you're not a 4-year, 5-year guy at a school, you don't always have that love for the school where you'll die and go back there and live or die by the school.
Right.
You're sort of a hired gun for
You got a
Not
3-5 record.
Not always, but I do think you have guys like Quentin Dial, who played at Alabama, who was an Alabama kid, was recruited by Alabama, really wanted to go play at Alabama, didn't have the grades, had some things he needed to work on, came to East Mississippi, and then went to Alabama. And the guy still, to this day, I mean, he bleeds crimson. You know, and like JUCO is just his path to get to that dream. I mean,
And
I
it's
think
gonna-
you have those guys.
It's going to maintain a path too, especially with a lot of these high school guys now that are coming out, y'all. They're not getting recruited by D1 guys.
There's no room.
There's no room because all these coaches are doing is going to the portal.
Is going to do away with the portal, which is NIL.
Yeah.
Some of the reason the portal is what it is because of NIL. But I think the portal is going to really affect the junior college player because used to, if you needed some experience, you had to go JUCO. You didn't have another option unless somebody was going to sit, but it wasn't your immediate result you needed. And now you need an experienced player. You go to the portal and you get them. So where are these JUCO kids going to go? Are they 2 and done now because you're going to go grab a 4-year guy out of the portal rather than, just that stigma with JUCO that, that you just brought up?
And then if they were not going to make it academic, if they thought that you needed some seasoning before you could play at that level, they'd place you at a JUCO.
Well, that's Quentin Dial
Yeah.
was placed with us. Yeah.
So when they get placed there by a school, do the coaches keep checking on them? You've experienced this. Do they,
Absolutely.
like X school, say, hey, we've sent this guy to play there. Do they keep checking back with you? Is he making his grades? Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Remind him that Alabama called about him, or remind him that Tennessee called about him. Do they do that?
They do. They do. You can tell the ones that are truly committed to the placement. Sometimes you're truly committed to the placement. Sometimes you're placing them because you don't want somebody else to get them, but you're not really committed to the placement. You could tell which ones
And by that,
the way that they would track the player.
yeah. By that you mean if they were really committed to the placement, they knew that they were coming to get him soon.
They knew.
If
and
they weren't committed, they were just keeping him there
just
so he was not beating him in Knoxville right now.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you would know. And then sometimes, we would be told, like you would get placements where coach would come and say, nobody is allowed to talk to any other coach. You are not allowed to give any information on this kid to anybody.
Yeah, because he's
but
ours.
School X,
Yeah.
because we have committed that this kid's going to Georgia or going to Tennessee. And so if another coach even asked for his transcript, I had to say, I'm sorry, I can't I can't
Yeah.
give you his transcript.
I'm not allowed.
Not allowed. Go
Yeah.
talk to the big man.
Yeah, because the reason he's got such a nice car driving to class right
Right.
now is because of
I
school
wrote
X.
his paper.
No.
We didn't do
No.
that. did we?
No.
It's because somebody was making some money or something. I don't know. But
Jason
me.
says should tell Tyler to get Lunsford involved. It's Homewood Sports.
I've already got his number.
Most
No,
of-
we are going to get together and have lunch.
You and Lunsford?
Yeah, me and Lunsford.
I was going to say,
We're probably going to have to throw him like battle axe or something.
I was going to say,
aren't we?
much like everything else, Thompson's recruited him, so you can't get him.
He is a Thompson. He's a Thompson guy.
No, he's not a Thompson
He's a
guy.
Homewood guy.
He's employed by Thompson.
That's right.
But my dad was at one point too.
Hey, listen.
With me?
Just
Back when I was in
Did he
school.
ever whip you? Because that's like his pride and joy of all the people that he used to paddle.
Herman Watts.
You were in elementary school though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in your mom's class. She never paddled me.
Oh, no.
That's true. She never did. What was it?
She
second-
paddled me. She probably got mad at you and came home and beat
Yeah,
me.
second or third grade. I can't remember Mrs. Watts. No, Herman was our high school basketball coach. Not for me, but I was in junior high at the time when he was high school or early on high school.
Yeah.
And loved Coach Watts. Loved Coach Watts. But no, he never paddled me. He liked me. And then we did high school football together. And we would do it
We
again.
still argue about that because I started doing some Pelham stuff after I got done with school. And
Herman and I were
if
good.
Chris or whomever was doing radio wasn't there, I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, you want to go do the game with me?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, but I'm doing play-by-play."
I'm taking the reins.
It's your gig, man. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
And he would do play-by-play.
Yeah, I don't think he liked being the analyst back then either.
He
And
probably-
I had, he knew the sport. I was the play-by-play guy.
He didn't know the sport.
So let me get to the bottom of this. So what you're saying is that for a price, you need Lunsford and me to become the Homewood broadcast team.
I just want to pick his brain. I never mentioned you in
okay.
any of the scenarios.
That's what kills Dunaway.
Welcome back to Homewood football, John Lunsford and I. In 30
miss,
seconds.
You miss having 4 jobs, though, don't you?
I
We
do.
could probably get you cheap.
Not cheap, but you could get me.
He was talking on the way over here about how much he misses being in TV. He wants another job.
Well, I went to
A
Jerry.
lot of people miss you being in TV.
You don't know. You
And that's
remember-
not a dig. That's a compliment.
You remember Jerry Tracy. He's retiring this week. Jerry Tracy is a longtime weather guy here, 35 years at one station. His retirement party was the other day. And when I worked with Jerry, I came to Birmingham from Lexington, Kentucky back in 1992. And Jerry was already at the station. So my entire time at NBC 13, he was the weather guy. And he was never upset, always happy, always in a good mood at work. And I was this emotional roller coaster who felt like he was going to lose his job. It's my dream to be a sportscaster. So when one thing would go wrong, I was a tape thrower. I'd yell at people, threat people.
Dunaway,
I was
you-
horrible.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, Jim's changed a lot.
Horrible.
For the
I was
better.
Horrible. So I walked in the
Not
other night.
everything, but a lot.
I walked in the other night, and every person that walked up, they were saying nice things to me, and I couldn't remember anything nice. I just remembered, I was like, oh, this guy would walk up, and I was like, oh, my God, you're such a nice guy. I feel horrible. The only thing I remember about you is you screwed up my prompter one football Saturday, or you screwed up one of my tapes. And I just remember me blowing up at these people, and they were all coming up and taking pictures with me and saying nice things to me. And I was like, how the hell do you have any nice things to say about me? I was horrible to you. And then I got to Jerry, and I gave him a hug, and I just started crying. I was like, I don't know if I would have survived the 90s if you had not worked with me, because you talked me off the ledge so many times, both in relationships, at work. I can't tell you how many times I was about to quit and go somewhere else. And Jerry is like, just calm down, go to dinner. By the time you get back at 7:30, what happened at 6 is not going to matter to you anymore. And I'd come back. I was like, I went home. I saw somebody, or I went and had dinner, or maybe I snuck a drink or whatever. And I've come back to work. And you're right, Jerry. What happened at 6 doesn't matter. We're about to do it again. It's the way I feel like Major League Baseball players or NBA. That error tomorrow. They forget about that the next day. They play so many games. That was Jerry's point. Life keeps
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
You're going to live another million
You're
days.
not as important as you
True.
think you are.
Yeah.
That's kind
That
of
was a
the
nice
takeaway. I'm sorry.
No,
So
that was,
now, do you want to get back into TV so that you can redeem yourself?
I was a
Come
lot.
back and be a nice.
I
like,
was nicer in my CBS
role model
42 days.
person?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He was nicer.
Nicer, but I still
Sure.
wasn't perfect. Then.
Yeah.
No.
What you'll learn is a lot of TV people have massive ego. You know that. You were in TV.
but not really.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't that type of TV, but a lot of people
Local
have massive egos.
Local TV guys.
Yeah.
Local TV people have
Yeah.
massive
For no
egos.
reason at all, but they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all saw Anchorman.
Yeah.
San Diego.
Oh, James
Hit a little close
Spann
to
is
home,
nice.
didn't it?
He is nice. He is.
I want James Spann to be
Yes.
nice.
And so, Jerry, all the weather people seem to be
Okay,
nice. It's the other
good.
people.
Oh no.
The meteorologists are all nice.
Good. What are we doing?
Rockstar is doing something. I don't know what he's doing. Why are you bothering Brittany?
What does he want me
He's
to
showing
watch?
you something. I don't know.
Scooby Doo? I'm not supposed to say what he's showing me.
I don't know what he's showing you.
I saw it.
Oh,
Yes. You are so correct.
Rockstar's playing a game. Mike Dubberly and I used to do that. We would
Rockstar, that's awful.
we would be at stadiums, 3 hours before kick. So when somebody would be in the stands, we would be like, there's poor man Tom Hanks sitting in row 3, and we'd look up there and be somebody that looked like Tom Hanks, or there's poor man,
You're like a camera guy on a broadcast. You
Yeah.
ever notice those
Oh,
dudes?
yes.
What doesn't get on air?
Oh, yeah.
They're
The-
constantly zooming in.
yeah,
on things.
you've been at them. The commercial breaks are hilarious. They're like, look at this guy. They'll zoom in.
Well, have you been to a I think they do it mostly at basketball, but where they do lookalikes and they'll put like
Yeah.
a person or a character on the screen, and then they'll put somebody in the audience, and it is crazy how they nail it. Like,
yeah, like the one Rockstar just did right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
nailed it because that is
NH3425 says, wasn't Tyler's meeting at 5:30?
Oh, Lord, if I
shoot.
got to go.
You're late.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
You're 1 minute
I
late. You
volunteer.
just
I mean,
it's really
ruined
right here.
the
Hey.
fundraising for Homewood because you're going to show
That's
up.
okay. This is part of it, though. I feel
That's
like I
right.
did something positive.
So you were
I did something
promoting
positive for us.
Can we buy a quarter part of a program or something for
I'm
you to help
serious.
you
We're
out?
going to get you on, baby. We're going to get you back on TV. Big time. Big time.
Big time. Home TV, baby.
Welcome to the Homewood post game. Do this. Make me do the post game like Alabama used to do you. Come on. After the broadcast and
Yeah.
answer questions about the loss.
Get all the angry phone
The
calls.
loss.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
when you're
Homewood-
talking to me
Yeah. if Homewood
after I played?
No,
Man,
no,
that
no.
was low.
We made a
No.
mistake.
You remember before Saban got there, you and Chris would be at Bob
Wherever,
Hours
yeah.
and do a broadcast afterwards, and you would. I think I filled in one time, and I was like, well, I mean, we lost. What are we going to do for the next hour?
Oh, we're going to have fun.
We're going to take phone calls,
Yeah,
and people are going
this
to
is
bitch
gonna
about
be
it.
fun. Yeah, I took Ryan Brown's job.
You did. I
It's like I just had to throw that out.
you did. I tapped out, and you replaced me. I mean, why would they want me when they can have former Alabama quarterback Tyler Watt?
So you used to do that?
I did the postgame show with Chris Stewart. Yeah,
And
Alabama postgame show.
Sometimes they would let me on before the game down at Hardee's. Remember, y'all have like 2 folding chairs out front
That's
drinking.
not-
They're
that's-
like, but you can have all the milkshakes you want.
I don't think that was me.
That was you and Chris.
I don't remember doing the Hardee's. Maybe I did.
He's nailed you with the milkshakes. So
Oh, I
that
love a
does
good
sound-
milkshake.
That does sound like
Yeah.
you.
But it was so funny because it was like this. They were just sitting out broadcasting and nobody was paying attention.
Yeah.
Y'all are the best. I love this
All right.
place.
Tyler's going to do the walk-off.
I do.
All right, good to see you, Tyler.
Thank y'all so much. Okay, I appreciate
Our
it.
good friend Tyler Watts with his notebook and everything.
You're going to have to pay more for an offensive lineman.
Rockstar's back. I feel like we're the Merv Griffin show.
Hey, don't forget musical guest 9 Inch Nails coming up.
Cord wanted to play in the street, so I had to put him out there.
All right, good. We are at the Battery in Homewood. It is Bud Light game night. Come by, get some great Bud Light products. Sign up for some great prizes. They got koozies, hats, T-shirts over there. Great food here at the Battery in Homewood. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, set your alerts. If you're watching us on Facebook, share it, retweet us, give us thumbs up everywhere. And make sure to follow us on social media at NextRail Live. She is Brittany Wagner, Rockstar, Dunaway, Brown, Ola right here. Somebody asked earlier, is Lance already at the Floribama? I would assume. No, you're laughing. It is a yes.
I'm not laughing because I didn't.
Yeah. He's at
Amazing.
Floribama. He's at Floribama. Michael says, Rockstar, I'm a 2-month-old now. Do you sing Cord to sleep? Does that work at this age?
It worked probably 2 to 3 times, and I don't think it was because of me. I
Right.
think he just was so exhausted. Probably about 3 months old is when I have a couple recordings on my phone, like just audio recordings of me singing some songs and him just the whole time interrupting. Just
Interrupt.
being Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets. But no, not yet. we had a whole playlist for him of these sleeper songs of all my favorite slow songs and everything. He doesn't really identify to it, except he used to love the song "Oh" by Coldplay. It's really, it's a really beautiful song.
Yeah.
Did he smile?
He did, but he won't come here.
He knows you're on camera.
Just like a man. To
He is so cute, though.
He is.
Bifushi, based on the Smithsonian television discussion earlier, you can only watch 3 TV channels the rest of your life. What 3 do you choose?
Well, first
That's
of
going to be
all,
hard because we do so much
Channels or
streaming.
streaming?
Let's do stream. Let's do streaming platform.
Oh, okay.
I would do HBO Max for sure.
Well, now it's going to be Max because it's going to be HBO Max and Discovery Plus. That's all going to merge.
They're all
into
one happy family now?
They're going to. It's eventual, and I don't know how they're going to hike those rates up.
So I would go HBO. I would go Prime, and I would go Netflix.
I would go Netflix.
Did you like
Netflix.
the,
Yeah, seriously.
I know.
Very
What's
sensual.
I'm a texture guy.
Very sensual. Very
I'm a
tactile.
texture guy. Yes.
I would
Yeah.
go Netflix. Hulu's got a lot of stuff too because they got a lot of TV stuff. Like
Oh, I do like Hulu
Yeah.
for my sports.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick out Prime.
But then you can't watch Thursday night football if you don't have Prime.
You know, the Thursday night
Brittany.
schedule has sucked so
That's
bad.
true. That's true.
missed the
There's only
Rams
been
game.
one good game.
HBO, Hulu,
I do HBO, Hulu, and Netflix.
Brittany has not learned our
Netflix.
Brittany has not learned our show well enough to know that if she had thrown that one out, Liz would be like, "Oh, I'm going to go to a sports part. What is that?" We're always trying to find the loophole. There's always a loophole.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Brown's gonna get a different 3, and I'll just go to his house.
That's right. That would have been the loophole.
I'll just have
Yeah.
Brown's password.
But you know, it changes. Like I just now got Hulu because my wife and I are watching Justified, and it's on Hulu. So I'd never had Hulu before that, but now we watch it almost every night because we watch at least one episode.
There's good stuff on Hulu.
And I haven't hit Apple TV in a while, but when Morning Show was new, I had a lot of Apple TV.
Ted Lasso.
Oh, they got the new Will Smith Emancipation movie coming
That
out.
looks good. Yeah, that looks really
Bad
good.
time for it to come out for Will, though.
Do you do the Hulu pack with?
Well, we
Disney
do
and
now.
ESPN?
Hulu, Disney, ESPN. We weren't before, but
So you don't need my ESPN login.
I do not have an ESPN login now. So I had to get an ESPN login. My daughter is going to South Alabama, or wants to go to, or is going to go to South Alabama. She's not there yet. So South Alabama was playing a football game, and it was only on ESPN Plus. I'd never gotten ESPN Plus because I had Dunaway's password. And my mom was like, of all the streaming, our house doesn't have ESPN Plus. And I was like, no,
Very true.
I've never done it. No, I just use Dunaway's when I need it. And she's like, I'm not going to use Dunaway's password. I was like, he doesn't care.
He doesn't know.
He's not going to have the first clue that we're using.
We change his passwords all the time.
Yeah, so she was like, no.
Put it on his ATM card.
She's like, I am ordering ESPN Plus for this house. This house has to have ESPN Plus. My daughter maybe watched a quarter of game, and that is the last time ESPN Plus has been used.
Yeah. When I use it, though, I watch it through Hulu. I don't go through the ESPN app.
Well, yeah, so now we do the thing. My wife did all the homework. She's like, well, I mean, for just like $2 more or whatever, we do the Disney bundle, which is Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN.
Well, my problem with ESPN Plus, I have it. Surprise.
That is the biggest shock is that you had an
because it
idea.
was like when I got it, it was like $4.99 a month.
Yeah.
When you're idle for so long and you turn it on, like you'll see that somebody, I want to watch this basketball game or football game or soccer. You turn it on the app and it'll say you've been signed out for 3 weeks or whatever, for more than 3 weeks. So you have to re-sign in. I was like, I have no idea what my password. You got to do the remote, like
Oh, I hate that so
at-
much.
gmail.com. So
Yeah, having to go through the
but if it's through
password. Yeah.
Hulu,
Yeah.
is it different where it's just always signed in? Like
Yeah.
all those apps, like Netflix, are always signed in. I
Right.
hate re-signing into ESPN Plus. It's my complaint. You're going to lose me ESPN Plus, and you're going to need me.
That's right. That's the one that's
Yeah.
going to put them out of
Yeah,
business.
me and Clay Travis and talking.
Yeah.
No.
Zach wants to know, I don't know if he meant nap or nip. Jim took a nip in between shows. Awesome. I think he might have been nap.
I can't.
Could be a nap.
Brittany.
I gotta get up.
Take a quick nip.
The physical,
It is nipply outside.
the physical nip, or a little nip of alcohol.
I don't know if he meant a nip of alcohol or if that's a misprint and he meant nap.
Or sip. Or sip.
Or
sip.
sip.
Okay, there was no nap. I have been drinking.
Oh, wow, you've had a
Somebody
few
it's
beers.
sip.
And I have been nipple free this
Chicken.
afternoon.
I'm glad you clarified what you were drinking.
Oh, man.
Moving on.
Yeah, quickly.
I mean, what do you want me to do here? I got to dig through and find
Where's
something.
the battery in Homewood?
My apps are
Oh,
HBO Max.
right. What do you
I'm
watch
on
on
a
it?
Hulu kick right now because I just finished Candy. Y'all have to watch that.
Well,
I
you
watched-
brought that up last week.
I watched the first
finished.
episode. I couldn't get into it.
You got to.
The baby crying.
Oh.
got me. Like it's PTSD, but also when she turns the vacuum on to
She
for not
just
hearing the
keeps
baby
going.
crying. She was also in Yellow Jackets. That is a great show.
She was in something else I watched
Don't
too,
know her
but now
name.
I can't remember what it was. But anyway, it's a really good show. I finised it the
Jessica
other day.
Biel is
It's only
hot.
5 episodes.
Jessica Biel is hot in that show.
I'm guessing you're being
Her
facetious.
hair.
Great hair. I'll show you. Great haircut.
Oh,
I've seen it.
It's bad.
Velma.
HBO Max, Hulu, and probably it's a toss up between Apple TV and Netflix. I don't have a whole lot on Netflix going right now.
I don't either.
See, that's the problem, though.
There's a show but I think it's on HBO Max as well. It's Mindy Kaling's Sex Life of College Girls.
Oh
Yeah?
my gosh,
They-
I would not have known it was Jessica
First-
Biel.
First year was really good. Second
I think
year
that is it.
has not been very good. It's a Mindy Kaling show.
Yeah.
I think it's HBO Max.
Did you know Mindy Kaling recently came out in an interview saying that The Office could not be remade today because of the jokes?
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, like Diversity Day. I don't know how you'd have gotten away
Just
with
a
that.
lot of stuff. Yeah, just a lot of
Like
stuff. where
Diversity Day, I think they took off of some streaming.
Some stuff.
No, they do.
Yeah.
Or actually, I think Diversity. The last time I watched Diversity Day, I think they did a warning before it,
Yeah.
which I was like, if we can't watch this and realize it's satire, our nation's lost its way. Come on.
And the fat jokes with Phyllis.
Yeah.
Softball jokes. Would your friend fit in a canoe when you try to set up on a date?
What about
Yes.
what about who was the guy Todd Packer? Could you show the Todd Packer
No,
episodes?
His deposit in Michael's office.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great episode.
I have a confession.
You've never
seen
watched The Office. Brittany, it's hilarious. I mean,
I know.
I know what people
I've
think.
seen episodes here and there.
What some people think's funny, others don't. So
No,
I'm not
I
going to
would
say.
think it's funny. I just think I've never. I don't know. I never watched.
Mike, do you like awkward? Do you like laughing at awkwardness?
Like, let me ask you: when when you go see a comedian and the comedian's not fun, when you're at like the Stardome or something, and all of a sudden he's up there and he's bombing,
Mhm.
do you feel like, do you look down at the floor and do you feel bad for him or her?
I'm
Oh.
staring him straight in the eye.
Okay, then you would love it. Michael,
I can't watch, and I have to look away from the TV sometimes
Oh, really?
when I'm watching. The
Michael
Office. It's
Scott
awkward.
is the Steve Carell character. Is the single most awkward character in the history of television.
Yes.
Think about it like this. Did you used to watch American Idol where the bad auditions were, where you just
Oh,
have people that
loved
think
it.
I am the greatest singer of all
Okay,
time?
then you would love
That's
Michael
what this
Scott.
is.
Yeah.
I used to have the very first couple seasons of American Idol, which was 100 years ago.
Yep.
We still had VHS and
Yeah.
VHS tapes. I used to record just the bad shows and watch them
Yep.
over and over and over again because
You had
it was
the
that good.
Randy hiding under his card, like
Yeah.
trying not to show that they're laughing.
Yes.
Well, you remember that dude that made a ton of cash because he was so bad?
Yes.
She bangs. She
Yeah.
bangs and then she moves. She moves.
We used to
I've never had any professional training.
have a coworker, God rest his soul, Blaze Man, that we worked with, and I remember this is how long ago this was. Right after that came out, and they released that song, some musician or somebody, and he played it. He goes, "Meanwhile, this mother blinker is making millions of dollars," and he hits it, and that she bangs starts playing.
He came out with a Christmas album. He's like, Silent
It was
Night.
so bad.
It was a whole Christmas album.
Yeah,
He
so bad.
flamed out though.
Craig says Big Bang Theory couldn't be made today either. I've never watched Big Bang Theory.
Oh, I used to watch that.
Fantastic
It's funny,
show.
too.
I probably have seen every
Well, then you could say
episode.
the same thing about 2.5 Men. I've never seen.
Oh,
an
you
episode
could
of
say it
that.
about a lot of things.
Yeah. I want to remind everybody, Bud Light game night. Thank you to Bud Light, Adams Beverage all year long. I mean, we're winding down. I think we only got 2 more of
I
these.
think that's right.
Next week, we're at Char Bar. If you want to make plans to be with us, 5 to 7 next week at Char Bar over in Mount Brook. So come hang out with us. But we've had a blast all season long. I think when it's all said and done, we're going to end up doing like 20 of these.
Probably so, yeah.
So it's been fun. Just 2 more to go after tonight. And the last couple of weeks, having Brittany here with us has been fantastic.
Thanks
Yeah, you're a great
for
addition.
having me.
You're a
I
great
just pop
addition.
in.
Just
Yeah.
wanted to.
I like to balance out the male-female. We got 2 females and Rockstar and I.
He's making fun about Jim Dunaway because Jim's very
See, I'm
feminine.
emotional.
Very
emotional.
Jim's not really feminine. Jim's just got female emotions.
I really
What
do.
are you saying, Ryan?
I'm saying Jim.
You're proving your point.
That's exactly the way Dunaway would have responded.
Well,
Jim cries.
Dunaway, I got you.
Yeah.
well, technically, I've always thought Brittany was manlier than I.
Oh,
I don't know how to
wow.
take that.
I don't either.
Jim cries a lot.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you really? I've never pegged you as that emotional.
Yeah.
Mm.
I did not think you were a crier.
Are you an ugly crier?
I don't think I cry pretty.
Oh.
No pun
Most
intended.
people don't. Yeah.
But I probably, I don't know.
Last thing that made you cry.
Oh, a show, TV show. I
Yeah.
always cry at TV shows.
Stupid. Like, I don't know if there's a show you guys all watch, like you've seen 1,000 times, but you'll turn it on just for background noise or just to sort of recenter yourself. Or if I'm doing show notes, I'll have a show on. West Wing is one of those,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And there was an episode, and there's 1,000 of them that makes me do this, but there's always one part in it where somebody makes a choice to
save America, basically.
for the greater good, not for their personal good.
Right.
And
So completely unrealistic.
No, it's
And
just like Washington.
last night I was like, oh no. And I started crying.
No.
You stand up.
On an episode, I had literally, Maggie was downstairs and she's like, are you crying? And I said, I wouldn't call it crying, but I'm tearing up. And she goes, my goodness. She's like, I've heard you watch that show, like that episode 20 times since we've been married. And I can't imagine how many times you've watched it when I have not been able to hear it. She goes, how does it still make you cry? I know what's about to be. I know the lines now. How is it still emotional to you? And I was like, I don't know, but it is.
I cry at game day.
Well, like the Tom
I
Rinaldi
watch
tearjerker pieces
Game day without crying.
when they show the sad.
Every week.
Really?
Mhm.
Do they still? I don't watch it as much now. Do they still do the sad pieces?
Yeah. Mhm.
Do they? Who does
They're
them?
called human interest stories.
Human interest
Ryan.
stories,
They're not
Brittany.
called
I am so
sad
sorry,
pieces.
but they're by and large sad.
They
You'll give me that.
Are really happy sad.
I think
you
Jen
know?
Latta does some of them.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Tom Rinaldi
I
was
was
the goat.
watching a sporting event the other day. I think that's the last time I cried, and I had to get up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to get up! Like, I can't watch this. It's terrible."
I'm not a very emotional guy.
You are not.
I'm not.
You are not.
You
When's
think
the last time you cried?
Do you think you'd cry if the Dolphins won the Super Bowl?
Yes, I would. I'd probably cry if the Dolphins made the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that would get me to cry.
What a wuss.
Last time I cried, like
Last time I ugly cried for me was Rams beating the Buccaneers last year in the playoffs.
You
Yeah.
ugly cried?
I ugly cried, and I cannot tell you why, but we were losing, I think, 27-3, and we came all the way back and tied it up 27-20. So I wasn't even upset, and because we were just getting our ass kicked.
Yeah.
And then we came back and we tied it, like with seconds to go, and they made 3 big plays, kicked the field goal, beat us instantly like that, and I just lost it. And Maggie came upstairs. She was like,
She's always coming,
She's always
coming
coming
up or coming
upstairs and
down.
you're
Like,
crying.
the hell are you like the teenager?
like,
What the hell are you doing?
he's crying
are
again.
you okay? Do you need something? And I was like, leave me alone and let me cry.
My
But I-
favorite part of Dunaway stories is how Maggie's always on call.
Like, she does not give a F and that I'm crying. But I was just like, it's just over with, because I thought Tom was going to retire, which
Yeah.
he did, but he came back.
He's never, yeah.
And I was like, I'll never see a playoff team maybe again. We'll be the Lions again.
Well, the Rams.
Or the Rams.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Whatever.
I hope Lance saw that.
Yeah.
I know he's watching. What's up, Lance?
People are giving us
What up, Lance?
people are giving us stuff that can't be made now. Josh says Porky's could not be made today.
I love
Oh,
that
like-
movie.
The 16 Candles. My God.
Zach
Breakfast
says
Club.
Kentucky Fried Movie probably can't be made today. I've never seen Kentucky
Never
Fried
saw
Movie.
that.
Dustin says Blazing Saddles for sure.
There's absolutely no way.
Yeah, you can't do
The
that one.
television show, what was it with the grumpy guy?
Archie Bunker.
Archie
All
Bunker,
in the family. Yeah.
That was so cutting edge back then, but it could not be made today.
Well, because people don't understand satire. That was
Right.
satire. It was showing how silly those types of beliefs were. It
Right.
was showing just how dumb he looked.
The racist neighbor.
Yeah. Samuel says favorite Office episode. We'll exclude Brittany.
Yeah,
You've
I
never seen it.
can't. Something about
It is-
stapler. I don't know.
It is Stapler. That's Office Space.
Oh my bad.
Great film. Milton.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Milton Wadhams.
I did
Mine
see that.
is either Diversity Day or, and I don't know which one they call it, but the one where they're teaching CPR because Stanley had the heart attack.
And people learn that the staying alive,
Yeah.
that's actually an accurate description,
Yeah.
with a depiction of the beat you need to stay if you're
So
pumping
they
up someone's chest.
say a good way of learning CPR and remembering the rhythm is you do it to the tune of Staying Alive. And so Michael's doing CPR and he goes, at first I was afraid, I was terrified.
But then somebody starts doing it, then Ed Helms, can't remember his name. He starts doing the song, and then Mindy Kaling's in the background dancing.
She stands up dancing. That is such a funny
And Kevin's
episode.
a real fat guy, and he starts doing. He does like 2 pumps. He's like, call it. He's so tired.
He just gives up.
Call it.
One of those people from the office came to the Hoover Stardom and did a stand-up.
Oh, it was he was in studio with us, Craig Robinson.
Yeah.
I went,
he
I
played
went to that. It was
Did you?
hilarious.
Known as
Yes.
the Pizza Hut guy now. He's actually a
Yes.
talented musician, too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
his stand-up act. He sits at a
Keyboard.
keyboard
Yep.
and plays behind like his. He was so good.
So it's strange with him. Really nice guy when he was in studio with us. We were doing morning, so it was early in the morning, and my oldest and Lance's oldest separately were going to school, and they were both big Office fans. They were watching The Office at the time, and we asked, "Would you make a video for our daughters?" He goes, "Nope, we'll not do a video." And at first, I had the same reaction. He goes, "I'll be glad to FaceTime them," which
okay.
I mean, I didn't really understand, like,
Because they
He
can't
doesn't
post
want
it.
it.
yeah, they can't post it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he FaceTimed with both our daughters, was incredibly nice. But I just thought that was so interesting. He was like, "No, I will not do a video," and I thought he would shut it down. And then he offered. He's like, "I'll be glad to FaceTime him if you want to FaceTime him."
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't want it out there.
yeah, it's
People pay good money for that. He's probably on Cameo.
Yeah, he
making
probably-
yeah.
money.
You're probably right.
Probably is on
You're
Cameo.
probably right. Troy says Fire Drill is the best Office episode.
That's the one I was going to
Yeah.
go with, where they do the fire drill. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's also my favorite Sports Center commercial when they have the chaos happens and who's the guy that Charlie Steiner?
Follow me to freedom. Paul says dinner party or Scott's Tots. Scott's Tots.
Dinner party's my favorite.
Dinner party is good, but Scott's Tots
is the most awkward. I cannot watch it. I
It
can't
is.
make it through it.
the most awkward 30 minutes you will ever watch
Oh.
on TV.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it and see
Yeah.
if it's awkward.
Well,
Can
you're
I
gonna
watch
no.
it?
You're gonna need to watch a few episodes to get some character backstories before
Okay.
you watch it.
And the Rabies 5K is good, too.
But basically, Michael Scott is one of those people that will promise you anything to make himself look good. So it's a bunch of elementary kids at one point, and he promises them all he'll pay for their college
If they'll just
if they'll stay in school and
they'll stay in
graduate.
school and graduate, I'll pay for your college because. He said he justifies it by saying, "I thought I'd be a millionaire by now. I'd be able to pay for their college." So
And
he's forgotten about it, and they all get to be seniors in high school, and they reach out to him to come do the ceremony to pay for the
Yeah, they're gonna have Michael Scott Day.
Michael Scott
and
Day.
they all come like individually. Mr. Scott, you changed my life. Like
Yeah.
I
I was going to give up.
I was going to give up until that day.
Oh no!
My mom couldn't afford to put me in college and everything, and all this is for you. I've become a straight A student. He's just like crying, like just like doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, knowing at some point that day he's going to have to level with him. I can't pay for your college.
They make up a cheer for him.
Yeah, it is
Oh, it's so
so
Yeah.
awkward. I mean, it is easily the most awkward 30 minutes you'll ever watch. Like,
Ever.
You can't make it through.
I
that?
cannot make it
oh,
through
it's hard to
because
watch.
Okay.
it's so awkward.
You even know it's fake, and it's still so hard to watch because you're like, how is he going to get out of this?
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh no, it's so good.
How many
Again,
seasons of this show is
Oh,
there?
I don't-
that I'm
8 or
watching?
9.
yeah, but yeah,
Michael Scott, Steve Carell leaves around
Yeah.
season 7.
and I thought it tanked after Steve.
I agree.
I watched through Steve Carell, and then once he was done, I was out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So good.
Dang it.
Rockstar, can you cover that one night by the Hunted? Samuel wants to know. Do you know that one?
I have no
Make it
idea.
up.
Do you? How often are you adding songs to your?
Slowly.
He's dropping some Zach Bryan in right now.
Brett
mhm.
Young.
No.
Rockstar does not do country.
What is the
You
song by
don't?
the Hunted?
That one night by the Hunted.
If it's country, I don't know it. Obviously, I don't know it. But it's a good song. I'll add it. Like I don't have anything against it. It just takes a long time to get stuff in the repertoire.
You don't do any country at all?
I do some Johnny Cash. I don't do like.
What's your beef with country?
I don't have beef with. I don't like new country. I like old country, but the vibe I put out is not very country. I'm like I put out the rebel vibe. Like
yeah.
lock up your daughters. You have no idea
God.
what.
Oh,
Right.
Samuel says that's a song from The Office. That's why he's.
Oh,
that's why
wow.
he's bringing it up. Yeah.
Oh,
Michael Scott's ex-girlfriend plays it, so
Okay.
he was just messing with
Oh
us.
no, that the song where she is over there with when they're fighting on the dinner party.
oh, it's the
dinner party. Yeah, her intern sang
you
the
took
song.
me by the hand,
Yeah.
made me to a man. That one night.
See? Yes, Rockstar
Yeah.
covers it. There's your answer.
Pam and Jim are listening to it while they're eating ice cream.
You made everything all right. So wrong, so right, all night,
It
all
was
right.
it was her assistant. Like you always talk about him. He's a good kid. Mm. He dips his wine. He dips his meat in his wine. You know I have sensitive teeth. Oh God.
I dreamt about making you my princess. I dreamt about a world with no people to see us.
That one night.
I'll
So
be
how's
your
everybody
backup
been?
dancer.
There we go. I'll take it. It's really good on
Can I
acoustic
play
shows.
the tambourine?
I
mean,
you
Do
start,
you play an instrument?
No.
You have no musical talent?
I can sing.
Can you?
I was in attaché show choir.
What the crap is that to say so far?
You were in attaché?
Attaché.
you
Are
were
you
in
serious?
Attaché, Chanté.
Oh, wait a second.
Attaché.
Do you know
is-
this, by the way?
No,
Big
no
time.
joke. My daughter was a show choir person.
Were
We
you in,
would,
was she in Homewood?
no, we were at Oak Mountain, but we
Oh,
got to be
yeah.
pretty good to where we could go to Mississippi and compete every now and then, and we're very familiar.
I was in attaché.
What is attaché? Is that a school based
And
or is it like
nationally known,
Yeah.
renowned show choir.
Yeah.
so was it like is it really like Pitch Perfect or is that just kind of
No,
have you ever
But-
seen Pitch Perfect? That's a
but-
funny
I've
movie.
seen Pitch
In
Perfect.
college football terms,
We were the Alabama.
she would be a blue blood. Yeah. Their
Yeah.
their
I'm very
group in
impressed.
Clinton was.
What would be your
10
American?
national championships in a row.
Well, I guess it's not.
Our,
That
the school.
You know,
Oh.
my
I
friend,
won 3.
my friend who, and I can't remember her name now, but we're really close.
Good friend.
Yeah, really close.
We
Yeah.
used to work
Starts with
together at
S.
13.
Uh-huh.
She did a documentary on
Melissa Pace.
Melissa Pace.
I know
That's
Melissa
your friend.
Pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good friends,
I
yeah.
know
I just couldn't think of it right then.
MP.
You know Melissa?
It's on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime. I
Yeah.
believe. I'm on there.
You're
Are
on
you
that?
really?
There's like a little interview clip of me.
Yeah. How old are
From
you
when
at
you
the
were in
time?
high school or now?
No, now.
Okay.
Oh.
Because they were talking about the famous people that have come through. I mean, it was like Lance, and then Shelley Fairchild's a country singer.
So
but
Lance
like,
Bass was in?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Lance and I were in it together.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you talk to him any?
I do.
Do you? Y'all still stay in touch?
Like I did, we did 4 years of show choir with my daughter. So around it so much that when I hear songs,
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
will-
what you.
I will go to myself like, oh, that'd be a really good show choir song. You know, and they only use like Rockstar maybe a minute and a half of it or something.
That's
and then they go
good.
to a new song.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, oh, that'd be, and then I start dreaming it up in my head. I'm like, oh, you could have a detective and a thief right here, and
We
then
let him
everybody,
write one for you.
everybody in the jailhouse now on this one with this.
Oh,
one.
we got to have a production.
That is so Dunaway that he listens to a song and thinks about the show choir would
Yeah.
do
What
it.
would be your? I don't know if American Idol is cool as the voice. What would be your voice audition?
Ooh.
If you just sing one song, what's your one song?
You have to get the chairs to turn around. What would it be?
No.
It's Fancy by Reba McEntire.
Yes.
Fancy.
Yes,
Such
and
a
I would wear
such
the
a sad song.
dress,
And, oh,
and I would rip the coat off.
you think that's a sad song? She's turning her daughter out to prostitution?
Yes.
Really?
And the one that gets me is when the bug runs across her foot.
That's the part that gets you.
Ew.
The mom has
Roach
turned her
chocolate.
daughter out to prostitution, and a bug is what gets you.
It's always the feet. man.
I'm sure you're right.
Always
Rosemary.
No,
Bug running a good set of feet.
that roach.
That roach across
All
the
right,
foot.
so we learned
I
something
know what
about
my
Brittany. I did not
audition
know
would
you did this.
Mhm.
I did not know
Boy.
you did
I
this.
forgot about that show choir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed by you. Do you have any old videos or anything
Oh,
to look at?
absolutely. You can Google that. 1996, Attaché Show Choir, the gold year. We
At
were the
least-
gold year.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't laugh. We did Prince Gold.
Okay.
That was
you
our
really?
closer. You know what
Yeah.
a closer is?
Yeah.
That was our closer, Prince Gold.
At least y'all didn't sound real uppity. Attaché.
Attaché. We walked
gosh.
in with our pinky fingers in the air.
Oh, I bet you did.
Hey, y'all ever been to Dolphin Island?
You'll get a kick though. My first one, Brittany. I mean, I'm a sports guy, right?
Right.
So my first one, they've explained it to me sorta. So we're sitting there, and we weren't in Clinton. We were somewhere near Hattiesburg,
Pearl River.
Pearl. So we were at the Pearl show
Mm.
choir. Is my first one, and she's ninth grade. So she's not in the mix yet. She's in the all girl. So we're there, and it's like 10 o'clock, and the people we are going to have to beat is on stage, right? So they've told me, oh, the ones coming out are the ones they're going to
Team to
beat.
beat.
Which
Yeah.
was who? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
I
It was a
probably
Mississippi. It
know.
was a Mississippi one.
Yeah.
But I don't think Clinton
Probably
was
Batesville.
there. And two girls ran into each other as they were going across stage,
Oh.
and they fell.
Oh, no.
And Dylan was like, we won.
No, I did this. I went,
Yes!
and I got lectured.
By Maggie?
One girl
No,
with
no.
a stretcher.
No, we are all pro everyone. Nobody's cheering against anybody.
Oh, that's.
And I was like, are we keeping freaking score? You guys told me this is the one we've got to beat. They're scoring.
And two girls
They
ran
ran
into
into each other,
Yeah.
fell down.
Not
I'm
like that.
cheering for that.
Not like that, Jim.
Yeah.
But of course, as soon as my daughter's up there, all of a sudden,
Oh.
where is she? She's at the very top of the riser,
Yep.
on the edge,
Ninth
with
grade, yeah.
with
There
big
you are,
with
ninth
big
grade.
heels on, and I'm thinking to myself, Oh shit!
If she falls,
She's gonna
it's
fall off
over.
of it.
Some dad's gonna be back there going, "Ew!"
Listen here, you little son of
She's clumsy as hell. I thought,
Yeah.
but 4 years she never fell.
Wow.
Never fell.
Aw.
Yeah. So, I was
So
pretty happy.
my senior year, we were in Chicago, Illinois, competing for a national championship, and my best friend and I were split center, front and center. And she forgot to
Humble brag,
change
by
her.
the way.
Yeah.
She forgot to change. Of course, she forgot to change your bloomers
All right.
because there's costume changes.
Right.
And when you change that, you do these twirls and these dresses, and the bloomers show. And she forgot to change her bloomers, and so there were all these blue bloomers, and then her white butt
Oh,
bloomers right in the middle.
bad form right
and we
there.
thought we were going to lose because of the bloomers.
Because of
We
the
did
blue-
not.
bloomer
We
color?
ended up winning anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
it's
They were so
I mean,
good they could overcome one bad bloomer.
Absolutely.
Yep. Hey, that's gonna
1/10 deductions. All that was.
That's-
Brownie.
Yes.
that's gonna be a wrap.
Why did you take it? Why did you deduce that point? That girl's
That girl's panties.
panties were different.
Yeah, you take a look at him. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Phil said he was all right with it. I think it was cool. It was kind of a surprise.
I like the artist.
Phil said, I'm going to see him panties again. Were they the wrong color? Slow this
No,
time.
no, no, not you, not you, you.
Slow this time.
Brittany, you think I'm the one that makes it awkward? It's these two all the time.
Oh, we're kidding though. Me and Rockstar are kidding.
Like I'm never kidding. Every I see on this show is kidding.
That's gonna do it for Bud Light Game Night. Come see us at the Battery. We're here till 7:00. Enjoy the Battery in Homewood. Great place to eat. Great Bud Light specials tonight. They've also got some swag to give away, so you can come get that. Thank you for coming by, Brittany.
Yeah, it was fun.
We're going to be at the Floor
It was
Bama
nice meeting you.
tomorrow at 9 a.m. Floor Bama
Gemini.
all weekend. Catch us at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Give this a thumbs up. Make sure you share it everywhere. And follow us on social media at Next Round Live. Have a great night. See you tomorrow morning.